Hi guys, I hope you're doing well wherever you're watching this from. This is a Car Weekly Roundup for the love of cars with your man Arthur. Today is 1st March. This is the last month of Q1. Ramadan has started today for the Muslim brothers. I hope you have fasted today. Don't dodge, don't beat around the bush. You need to fast. Yeah, and then empera zijja kuja, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ajja kuba kuwa empera. But I hope you're doing well wherever you're doing. You guys had the police report. Yeah, we're going to be talking about that briefly. And of course, still, even after the police report, we still have a lot of accidents as the police reported. And of course, in the UK, they're making it very hard for one to drive. It might actually explain why most of the Europeans don't have or just choose not to have cars. So we're going to be talking about that. Welcome to the Weekly Roundup.
You and me, we rule the world.
Yes, and you guys, you remember on 19th, Uganda police released a report, a crime report, yeah? And it indicated that we have an increase in road fatalities. Remember last year, we were talking about how almost 50% of all road accidents are as a result of border borders or have border borders involved. Yeah, almost 50 or even more than 50%, because some accidents are not reported. They are not even reported. But then they indicated that 5,144 individuals lost, yeah, their lives in 2024. That means 14 people died every day from road accidents every day, and there are people that are not reported. It means the number can actually go higher. Yeah, because from the way we see accidents, I'm thinking 14 is actually very. There are people that die way after they have had their accident. Yeah, like my former plumber, God rest his soul, he died like I think a month after he got the accident. You get so there are so many, but in 2024. 14 people died on average every day. It means there are days when more people died or more people were reported to die, and then there are days when less people, but on average 14 people died daily in 2024. But then it's an increase. In 2024, 5,144 people died from road accidents. In 2023, only 4,806 people died. Now, I want us to know that this is Uganda. There are deaths that are not reported. There are accidents that are not reported. Which take it, right? Either with the police not being there or with these accidents not just being reported. Which take it. I was watching a video yesterday on TikTok, and this lady was sharing her story. She went and had a baby, and sadly the baby died. And the doctor connived with her and told her, we either take this body to the mortuary where you'll be charged a lot of money, or I can improvise and you take your baby out like the baby is alive. And the lady chose to take the baby like the baby is alive. And just like that, that's a statistic that the hospital does not have, the government does not have. So we all know that there are so many cases like that. Omuntu afude ku accident yo mukyalo deep ya boda nebaga mtumuzike tetwogera police tetujigamba, and they don't. We know those things happen. But what does this mean? The report also highlights that majority of the people that are most affected by accidents are pedestrians and motorcyclists. Yes, pedestrians and motorcyclists. Why? Because a border can actually come and knock you from the side of the road. A car can knock you from the side of the road. A car can knock you when you're on a border. So the risks are higher. So the risk of dying in an accident while walking or while on a border are higher than when you're in the car. Those are why we are for the love of cars. And then, of course, the same report says the highest number of crashes were reported between 6 p.m. and 7:59 p.m. or 8 p.m. So it means that 2 hours between 6 and 8 are the most dangerous on the road. But also, it's mostly between Friday and Monday. So between Friday, Saturday, Sunday are the most dangerous days. Why? Also 6 to 7 p.m., people are either heading out to drink or they are coming out from drinking. You get? So they are reckless in a bit, some are drunk, which take it. And also between 6 to 7 p.m., traffic officers have left the roads. So people are driving whatever they want. You get, and I was asking myself where the traffic officers be at night. I think they are tired, or it's too dangerous for them to be on the road. But you see why a lot of accidents happen between Friday and Sunday. And I've also realized that between Friday and Sunday we have less traffic officers on the road, very few. But even between 6 and 7, traffic officers, if they're on the road, they're seated somewhere, they're trying to relax because this guy's been standing the entire day. You get it? So for me, that's how I interpret it. But you need to understand that Sundays, yes, weekends are good. Weekends have a lot of accidents, but Sundays in particular. That's why I don't want to travel on Sundays, because Sunday, the people that are learning how to drive, that's when they come on the road. You get it? So you don't want to face head on with someone. And I've also realized that Sundays, because most people are not on duty, even the guys that have authority, they have gamba nobu, they have guns. You get those on Sunday, they come out and drive, and they know they can pull out a gun now, kanga, they drive recklessly. So now you guys know which days are safer for you to drive. Between Monday and Friday, it's safe, and 8 p.m. and above, it's very safe. But between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. is not safe for you to drive and keep yourself safe. You get. And then, of course, in Malaba, there was a train collision. Still, two people that were on a border died. Francis Edat, who was the border rider, and then there was Fatuma Emoron, who's 24. The other is 25. The border guy ignored that the train was coming, or he wanted to go before the train. And that's what border guys do. They always want to go before you. I was driving the Subaru, and the Subaru that they are showing you now, yeah, I enjoyed it. So I was driving the Subaru, and I was headed somewhere in Chebando there. I indicated, and as I was going off the road, a border guy showed that he was also going off the road in the same direction. So I came. All of a sudden, he turned. He wanted to cut in front of me. I don't know what is happening with border guys not having brakes. And then here in Chireka, still, a border guy tried again to go before the train. And this time what happened is, of course, it threw them off. And then the border was damaged, and they got minor injuries. But this is something that probably the government needs to sensitize people about. Border gay guys are not sensitized. I think government here, you know, borders, it's something that people do when probably education fails, when business fails, and they don't get sensitization, they don't get training. So I think the government needs to do more, because this is the responsibility of the government. It can't be our responsibility. So the government needs to do more. The police needs to do more. I don't know what they're going to do about that, but I wish them luck with the current unemployment rates. They really need to do something. Jump. And then, of course, in Lugogo here in Lugogo, a soda truck fell. A soda truck fell, and it crashed two border guys under it. You know how a truck is moving? This is the truck. Yeah? It's moving, and then somehow it loses control, and the border guys are this way, and it crushes them. So that's what happened in Lugogo. And because it had soda, you know how excited our people can be. They started stealing soda, and you know how our police can delay to come to crime scenes. And it delayed. By the time it came, there was commotion. Everyone was trying to get a bit of soda, and then the attention was shifted from the people that were under the truck, shifted to the soda. Right now, the identities of the victims are not yet clear, but just know border guys were trapped under that truck, and the police was trying to tell people go away, temuba soda. And the same thing happened somewhere in Zambia. Yes, still a truck fell and people were looting. I don't know something about Africans and taking free things. Yeah, I think it's something that happens with the colonialists. They came and they were giving out clothes, they are giving out this, they are giving out that. So we're used to being given to the extent that now we are stealing. Every once in a while, in the villages, send your uncle a carton of soda, a carton of Minute Maid, a carton of Honor, a carton of Pepsi. Send them something, yeah, so that they get used to the taste of soda. That way they will not want to steal. The same thing happened in Chigogo when the truck fell. They were stealing fuel For what? But they steal. You can imagine someone that has a family, 4 kids at home, and you're stealing soda. It needs to be something that we do with our people so that they learn that free things are not good, so that we start working for our own things. Yeah. So that happened there. And then in Nigeria, a man went to a car dealership and vandalized vehicles. He made them make a loss of 350,000 USD. I know it's a little bit exaggerated, but yes, that's what they say. They are losing 350,000 from the damages. So the guy just walked into a dealership, not kuba windscreen, which is bad. This just started hitting windscreens. He damaged the Mercedes-Benz GLE 30, he damaged the RAV4 and another vehicle. You get. And I think it's stress, but I think it's also something that has to do with bad business practice by us, the business people in Africa. Before someone buys from you, they are the darling, everything is good about them. And after they have bought from you, you've seen reports here, someone buys a car on credit, and when they're almost finishing it, the trader takes it back and doesn't even refund. Now, people will get angry at you. And when they have a chance to revenge, they'll just come and feed it, do a chimala, and they revenge. You get it? And I think it's one of the things, that's one of the reasons why you can't have wooden houses like in America. Because we as business people don't care so much about our customers after they have paid us. And I'm thinking it might be the same thing that happened in Nigeria here. And you see, we could say he's a madman, he has a mental problem, but how many madmen have you seen breaking windows anywhere? Yes, a madman can throw a stone and it cracks a window, but a madman cannot enter a dealership and start smashing 1 vehicle, 2 vehicles, 3 vehicles. It's something that is impossible. You get. Madmen know their limits. So I'm thinking this might be a revenge crime. It might be something, someone is stressed. We need to talk to people when we feel like we are stressed. But I'm sorry to the guys that lost as a result of this action. And this guy needs to be jailed for some time. But of course, I need to say it as in And then in Nigeria, in Niger State, a bus collided with a fuel tanker. The bus was overtaking. And you know the story. Everywhere in Africa, it's like that. The taxi drivers, bus drivers are something else. Here in Uganda, they actually had to make them report at every police station just to make sure they don't exceed the time. So the police officer fills in the time that Otuse Wadasaa Weziti and the time you're expected to reach that. If you reach earlier, it means you have been over speeding. You get. But you know what happens? And 14 people died simply because the taxi driver was trying to get to the next stage before the rest. You get. And if you have a relative that drives taxis, just remind them that the 10 minutes you're saving are not worth the lives of the 14 people you're carrying, or the 26 people you're carrying, or the 80 people you're carrying in your vehicle. Uber drivers, border guys, esimanyi na kumanya ba border chibagenda, aba border ba papa. Ngolu mutaina chagenda kola. I don't know if it's something to do with their ego, it's something to do with Malala, I don't know something. But may the souls of the guys that departed rest in peace. And then in China, this is in China where they were on a busy express, where you see like Entebbe Express, a kid threatened the mother that he will open the door and jump out of the car. The mother stopped the car and punished the kid. Now, people are not proud of the mother, but I am proud. I'll be proud of Mama Aban for punishing this kid. However, there is something to it. It's a busy road. How do you stop on the shoulders of a busy road to punish a kid? But without punishment, it could actually be worse. The kid could just jump out of the vehicle at an afa, probably causing accident even for the mother. So me, unlike people that are reacting to this, saying the mother did the wrong thing, blah, 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 I think the mother did the right thing. As long as where she stopped was actually a little bit safe. I don't know how Chinese drive, but I find that on the Entebbe Express, you can actually stop anywhere. As long as you put hazard lights, you can stop anywhere and you will not get trouble. The Entebbe Express actually has that emergency van, bangamba mafuta litemu ya mitwale ebiri kasite moto kisukirako ku express. But they have that emergency van that comes to help you. So I think you can literally stop anywhere. But you guys should not stop on the highway to punish your kids. Punish your kids at home so that they don't misbehave. Omwana atandika atyo kuddamu. Mutabani wange ayinza n'okunziramu. ne maama we nyinta maama we ng'amwagala nnyo yagala nnyo abaana be, but she punishes them more than me. There's a, my punishment comes as a secondary if they said that is coming. So me, I'm actually, I have no problem with the lady punishing the kid, but I find that she should have probably found a safer place. Even on highways, there are those designated parking areas where you can park. Probably she could have driven, and this is probably the reason why kids should sit behind and we should have baby lock. And then mandatory vehicle inspection is coming back in Uganda. Remember, in 2018, I actually prepared my chibina to take it for inspection. There was mandatory inspection then by a company called SGS. Somehow, I know about the because it was a good thing. Finally, cars were going to be good. They check everything from suspension, bukono, matala, SC, radio. They check everything to make sure that everything is working. And if it doesn't work, your car doesn't pass inspection, and it can't be on the road. But now it's going to start in July, and it starts with commercial vehicles, passenger service vehicles, goods vehicles. Because those are dangerous to us. Nadala chigege batekako zi breach za akabawo ezigwa n'oggwa. Kati breach negwa ku chigege n'ebyokikirira n'eyingira abantu. You get, by starting in July, they'll start with the commercial vehicles and then proceed later on, as you see. And with mandatory inspection, it means everything that came with your car working should be working. I don't know with the chigeges, because after you have modified the chigege to make it into a passenger service vehicle, you go back to URA and get a license for that, and then the logbook is also modified that is going to be carrying passengers instead of goods. Because remember, chigege you get it. But then the inspection, so if you have a commercial vehicle, taxi, lorry, even Uber will have to go get ready for inspection. Katandiko kanika mpola so that bapima nenjola mipira osegera bapima engine bagikemana baroba engine nungi, does it emit properly? But of course, if you are Uganda, now that it's the Ministry of Works that is going to be doing it, I don't know if Ngozi will not be. I'm sure Ngozi is going to be there. Let them prove us wrong with this one. And in the UK government is trying to crack down on vehicle theft. You know, in the UK, they have newer cars. So for you to steal the car, you need to have things like a key repeaters, signal jammers, or we are no want to go to locking, and then you come and take the vehicle. So what have they? Because the crime is still growing. Last year alone, more than 700,000 vehicles were broken into, and the UK government is saying that no, how do we stop this? We are stopping the importation and selling of these devices, and that unless you have a license to have this device, like maybe you're in the police or in the army, if we find you with this device, you can be imprisoned up to 5 years. So I find that we could pick a leaf here. Instead of telling me that I have illegal tint in my car, why are you allowing the tint to come into the country? If the tint is illegal, just tell people don't import tint. So the government here can pick a leaf. I hope the strategy works as well. But I'm thinking but of course there are these cars it's keyless entry ngati walina sport ya kisumuluzo. Anyone bazibba, but they still mostly the old technology vehicles. Or you give your car to Kanabe, he duplicates a key and then takes your car. But they tunafuna hizo jammers, hizo ways to key repeaters and all those things. Yeah, but I wish them luck, and I wish the Uganda government, you should pick a leaf and copy nothing and go baby into your data importing instead of saying we are not allowing the importation of such and such, and then when we find it in your home, we just stop the importation. Which take it. I make her smile, I make her laugh, I make her dance, I make her wine. If you feel something happened in Delhi in India that made me think that ababibe kampala bachali muzanyi tabanabera advanced. You know how you have Chagulanyi, His Excellency here, leader of National Unity Platform. Even in India, they have someone called Ava or Ja. He's the leader of the AAP. It's also a political party in India. He parked his car on the street. Ngawono parking up Gazaland. He went into Gazaland, came out of Gazaland, gave me pira tejidiko. Yes, he came out of the building and the 4 tires were gone. That points to the crime in that place. So the criminals in Uganda, yes, they are just not, they don't know how to do strategy. Like how, and also I'm asking myself, how do the tires go? Tewadi wobalaba. But then again, we have the answer to that question. The thieves can beat you when the population are seeing nebakuba nogwa nebakwongera ng'abantu balaba nga tebasobola kukutaasa okitegeera. But tires and wheels, where are you going to take them? Whom are you going to sell them to? Papa bagenda kukwata okitegeera. But that is, you imagine a minister goes to a supermarket, comes out of a supermarket and the tires are gone. Probably that's why they have patrol vehicles. And this week's comparison, I'm going to be talking about two approaches to business in the car lovers world. I've got this question a number of times. Should I invest in an Uber vehicle? Because that I can buy new at like 25 million shillings, 29 million shillings. I can buy my Sienta, my Ractis, my Vitz, and give it to someone to give me money from Uber. Or I should buy used Chigege at like 30 million shillings. Take a kukuo. Now we need to do the math. A vehicle for Uber kebere hybrid ekwe mtwalo abiri per week. That's about 800,000 shillings. A Chigege will give you about 80,000 shillings a day. For 6 days a week, that's about 480,000 shillings. That's about 1,920,000 shillings per month. Now, there is something that you people don't know. On average, a vehicle will take back 40% of the money that it has made in maintenance, especially the old ones that we have here in Uganda. Suspension, service, mepira jiweddeko, gwebalanti. Every million shillings you make from a car, 400,000 goes. What does that mean? An Uber vehicle will give you 800,000, but it will take back around 320,000. A Chigege will give you 1.9, and it take back about 780,000 shillings per that period. We're talking about a month. So now you need to do the math. One thing you need to understand is that even when the vehicle is in Uber, it is going to be driven badly. So it will come back in shambles. The Chigege will also be driven badly. It will come back in shambles. Now, the investment is almost the same. However, the Uber guy doesn't pay licenses. The Chigege guy pays licenses. You get? So personally, if I had 30 million shillings, I would not buy a car for Uber. I would buy Chigege and put it on the road. The Chigege gives you back returns. Every month with the Chigege, you can keep 1 million shillings. Every month you can keep 1 million shillings with a Chigege. That means if you buy a Chigege at 30 million shillings, the first year will make 12, the second year will make 12, the third year will make 12. And by the third year, your money is back, but your Chigege is still on the road if you got a good driver who pays and drives properly. Now, on the other hand, if you get a vehicle for Uber and you save about, let's say 500,000, per month on the vehicle, in the 12 months, every year you'll be making 6 million shillings, times 3, that will be 18 million shillings. Remember, you bought the car about 29. So in 3 years, you've not even made back your money, and the car is in shambles. But in 3 years with the Chigege, you've made back your money, and the Chigege is still there, and you can still probably sell it 20 million shillings or 15 or 16. You get my answer. Chigege still wins if you have enough money to buy it. And if you can buy it even at 35 or 40 to get a better one, that means you'll probably extend your time to get your money out by like the 4th year. But still, even in the 4th year with the Uber vehicle, you will not have made your money back. Comparison with take it. So my experience driving a Subaru, it was nice. A lot of power in one machine. I cannot overtake anything. The only reason I wasn't overtaking things and people and cars was because there are laws. Which take it. I drove the Subaru ngakwegamba mpomero buomero atenga manual, and the blow was something else. But what do I think? I think turbocharged Subarus should not be driven as daily drivers. At least I know 3 people that have turbocharged Subarus, but they don't drive them every day. They drive them once in a while, and I think that's what it should be. You could decide to drive it every day, but I don't think you should drive it every day. I find that if you want to get a Subaru as a daily driver, get one that is non-turbocharged. But even the ones that are not turbocharged are very expensive to maintain. It's much more expensive than Toyotas. I actually think that if you're going to be buying a Subaru, it should be can number 3, like I always said. Can number 3. Buy yourself. I used to say number 2, but I have had bad experiences with Subaru maintenance that I think Subaru now should be number 3. Yes, I think Subaru should be numbers. We get a Toyota, get a Lexus, then get a Subaru. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Yeah, but I enjoyed myself. I had a lot of fun driving the Subaru. And very soon the premium subscribers here will be seeing some content.
Wine, wine. If you feel like getting downtown to me, girl. Feel like touching down to me, girl. I'll make.
This week's car tip is that not everyone that says is a mechanic of cars. Last week someone called me and they wanted me to do inspection, but still they were not very sure, so they sent me consultation and we talked, and then he says, but Arthur, I'm going to see a car with my brother, he's a mechanic, but I would want for you to come and inspect. And because sometimes I'm really busy and sometimes I find that there is no reason for you to call me if you have someone with you that is actually qualified to check vehicles, I told him, you know what, if your brother is actually a mechanic, why don't you let him just inspect the vehicle and you go on? Now, he did not actually tell me that his brother is not actually a vehicle mechanic. He's a truck, like cranes, big generators. You get, he's not a mechanic for these cars that we drive normally. So I just took it like, okay, your brother can finish. And I think for him, he thought, okay, I'm saving 400,000 now if he's not able to come. So I thought he saved 400,000. And I think reaching the field, they realized, okay, I don't think the brother realized he cannot check the vehicles. So they got a different mechanic to come and check the vehicle out. And now this is where the blunder actually came, because he ended up buying a car at 22, which should have cost him 20. And on top of that, it had a lot of repairs to be done. And on top of that, the mechanic that they got was double charging and triple charging. Some the cost of spares, like brakes that should cost you 80,000 shillings. The guy was telling him the brakes cost 250,000. So he texted me later on and said, Arthur, I got this car, but I want to just cross-check with you the cost of these things. And I told him, but don't you trust your brother? At that time, I still thought it was the brother. He said, don't you trust your brother? Just let him fix the car. And he said, no, but this is not my brother. I said, but you said your brother is a mechanic. I said, no, my brother is a mechanic, but for trailers and trucks and all those things. So we got a different mechanic and he's the one, but he's charging me. And he said, look, get a quotation. And when he sent me the quotation, I was bewildered. It was insane. Everything was like doubled and tripled in cost. I told him, you know what? Now you know. Start bargaining from there. And later on today, he sent me a text message saying, I'm glad that you actually got to tell me about this. Otherwise, I was going to make a bigger loss. But next time, when I call you for inspection, please come. I say, I did not refuse because I did not want to come. I just thought that since your brother is a mechanic, and you did not tell me in the beginning that your brother is not actually a vehicle, a car mechanic, a small car mechanic, I could have come with my mechanic and we would have done, that was a small job. But then you realize that just by taking someone who is not qualified to actually inspect, it's not just about finding out how healthy the car is. It's also about knowing what is the fair price for that car. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. Because there is no way I'm buying a car at 22 million shillings and I have to replace the steering rack, I have to work on the suspension, I have to work. And you're buying it at 22, you should have bought it at 20 or 19 and then use like a 1 ma to work on all those things. Thank you very much for being part of this week's Car Weekly Roundup. I don't take you for granted. Thank you for recommending people. And don't forget, August is the Love for Cars convention. I'll be telling you more details. If you love cars, if you're part of the community, you need to attend this convention. It's the Love for Cars convention. Have a very good weekend. And don't forget, police said most of the accidents that happen in Kampala happen between Friday and Monday. Be very careful. They also happen between 6 and 8 p.m. Be very careful. Until next time. Ciao.